Hey everybody, welcome back. You're listening to Ultimate Affiliate Marketing. I am your host, it's Paul Motley here, and I just wanted to touch on some results really. It's kind of ongoing, but if you've been listening to the podcast for a while and you're a regular listener, you'd have known all the experiment that I've done recently and also the product, if you like, that I created. Now, I wanted to make sure that you understand the reason why behind I created the product. Well, first off, it wasn't initially a thought that I was going to do, but I started getting some great results from this experiment. So I figured, why not get this into hands of other people as well? But on the plus side as well, is that it's the classic way to build affiliate marketing, right? I've shown people how to do something, and on the back end, they need certain tools and services to replicate it. And of course, they have affiliate programs to it. So if more people buy it, then and they don't already have the tools or the softwares that I use, then they may well take it up, in which case I'll get a commission and it'll be ongoing. And each one that each tool, if you like, that has been suggested within the product, and I'll go into what the so-called product is in a minute, is a recurring thing. So although the actual training itself was only $97, the potential longer term is pretty decent. So what I've done is I've created a training which shows people how to get super cheap leads using Facebook ads, right? And you know, as we know, Facebook ads prices being driving up, and it sometimes makes it really difficult for people to make a return on investment. So I found a way to get, I think on average, I've been getting between 400 to 500 leads a day, right? These are email leads, right? So you know how important that is, building your own asset and etc. But they're only costing me an average of about, well, it's 9 pence. So I guess that could be like 11, 12 cents per email subscriber, which is crazy cheap considering when we work through the figures and we look at how much it costs for a click through regular Facebook ads, and then how many people actually opt in on your landing pages. So your lead costs anything between $4 and $5 or even $6 in some cases as well. Whereas I've actually been generating it at an incredibly cheap price. And as all good affiliate marketers know, you should then have a email sequence that you can put people in, and you know, you can pretty much provide as much value as possible, but while still generating income along the way. So it's been a great win as far as the experiment goes, but also as well, because I packaged it up and created it as a product, I've got that money back on the front end through the sales of the actual training program. So like I said, I only charged $97, and at the moment I think I've probably spent I've spent less than $400, right? And 4 people have bought it right now, and I'm be totally transparent, that's just how it is. So I put a post on Facebook a couple of days ago, and it wasn't the best post. It didn't get a huge amount of engagement, but ultimately I had 28 people say that they wanted some more info on it. And out of those 28 people, 4 people have actually so far gone ahead and purchased. Now, it might be that I obviously need to follow up with the other 24. So I'll be doing that tomorrow, which might generate some more sales. So if you think about it, this is the whole point of being in business for yourself, being an affiliate marketer. So if you can actually get the money back from your ads that you spend out on, and you are cash positive, then you know you've got the keys to the kingdom basically. But on the back end, you've still grown this huge asset. I mean, I've added like 4,500 people to my email list in about 10 or 11 days. And that's pretty incredible, because now I know that I can send out, I mean, my email follow-up sequence is like 35 emails long at this current time, and I know I need to spend more time myself increasing that and getting it up towards 50, 60, maybe ultimately about 100 follow-ups on the emails, but it also allows me then to broadcast to these people. So if something comes up and I think it's a real serious value to people and they're going to get a lot from it, then obviously I can put it in front of them by sending an email blast out. So it's not just the follow-up, but it's the broadcast that you can do as well. So that is a great way to try and build your business. So if you are interested in what I've just told you and how I've put it all together, then I may, now I'm putting myself under even more pressure as well. I may put something together which is a complete picture of everything. But for now, the training is still available. And again, this wasn't really something that I wanted to put into a lot of people's hands. I know I only priced it at like $97, and I probably could have done it at $297 easily, just for the information. I mean, the training itself is about an hour long, but it's one of these things. It's not, I haven't had studio lighting. There's not like an incredible background. There's not like fireworks going off or incredible on-screen animations and all this stuff. It is purely me showing you how I have created these leads and the potential going forward as well to maximize that. So if that's something of interest, there will be a link in the show notes, so make sure you go and check that out. But I just wanted to, I've got terrible things going on in my throat at the moment, so apologies about the sound quality. But it just shows you that it is possible to take what you've learned and be able to make a product from it. It is pretty straightforward when you actually think about it. There are so many people out there, and they are literally gagging for ideas on how to grow their businesses right now. So even if you take a little bit of the knowledge, a little bit of what you've learned, I mean, ultimately, you could listen to this entire podcast, pick out parts from it, and then think, right, put your own spin on it and create a program over it. So you could create a training based on everything that I've taught and everything that I've shared in this podcast alone. That's as simple as it is. And that is not copying me. It's not stealing from me. What that is you taking in information, learning it, implementing it, and then teaching it. Exactly the same as what I said to you on the podcast yesterday. So if it's your first time listening, go back to the start of the podcast episodes. There's a bunch of interviews to start with, and then I get into like a daily. So I've been doing these daily ones now for over 100 days, which is crazy. It's over a quarter of a year. We're approaching like a third of the year of daily podcast episodes. And it is really important that you actually take that on board and think to yourself, there must be something in there that I can use, right? Just look at it like that and think, this guy is pouring his heart out every day, sharing with you how my business operates, how I generate leads, how I generate income, how I've managed to win the dream car through ClickFunnels, how I've done over $110,000 with ClickFunnels affiliate programs, how I'm doing crazy well in some programs, not others, right? But it just shows you that you go to people that already have the success that you're craving and you learn from them. That's as simple as it is. Now, I mean, I could have put this on a subscription. I could have put and made people actually pay to access the information through this podcast. But I chose no, I'm going to do this for free. I'm going to let you guys tap into my brain, tap into my thoughts every single day, because that's what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to achieve, to impact more people. So the way that you can help me is you can drop a rating on the show. You can write a review. You can share it onto your Facebook, share it onto wherever you like. That way I can make sure that it gets more exposure into more people's ears. And that is the whole point of growing this thing. Next month we're going to hit 10,000 downloads, which is a massive massive milestone for me personally, because when initially I started, I never thought I'd get there, to be honest with you. I mean, in the entire month of April, this podcast had 79 downloads. Just, listen to that again. In the entire month, 79 downloads. But as soon as I started doing it daily, more and more people started listening. And I think the peak amount that I've had on a single day so far, the record has been about 214 downloads. Now, it might not sound a lot, but if I had like 214 people around my house in my back garden and I stood there and talked to them for 10, 15 minutes, that'd be a pretty big deal for me. Seriously, it would. I am not at the stage where I can have like 10,000 people and talk to them on stage, because ultimately, if you actually think about how many episodes I've got and how many hours of this podcast that there is available to listen to, it would take me weeks to recite the whole thing to people. It would. I would need gallons and gallons of water just to keep my throat from going dry so I could continue speaking. So yeah, I just wanted to say to you guys, I do really appreciate every single download. Yeah, so if it's your first time, or you are a sporadic listener, or if you're a regular listener, please help me out here. Keep downloading these episodes, and I will promise you that I'll keep sharing as much value as I possibly can. But anyway, that's Monday done. Let's go crush Tuesday, guys. I'll catch you all tomorrow.